If you need any Ultimate Team coins, head over to FIFACoinZone.com. They have an automated instant service and cover the 5% EA tax. And you'll get an extra 5% off if you use the code CHES at checkout as well. The code CHES will also work over on G2A.com if you need any Xbox or PlayStation codes or any PC games as well. Hey guys, how's it going? Chez back again and welcome to episode number 46 of the Liverpool career mode here on FIFA 15. We start with a difficult away tie in the rain in South Wales against Swansea City. Obviously one of the kind of mid-table sides they've established themselves at now in the Barclays Premier League. A familiar face up top with Demba Ba back in the British or English Premier League and doing his bit probably in this game to try and cause me some problems with his physical presence and his ability to be good in the air. And they'll try and use Jefferson Montero out wide to whip the balls into him. We're starting a very strong side, as you can see. It's a full strength first team, although of course Morgan Schneiderlin is still unfortunately out injured, but other than he, we should be at full strength for this one, and I believe we are. So we're hoping for a positive result, and we're actually going to get off to a decent start. The ball drops here to Moreno, but actually the referee's already pointed to the spot, and the goalkeeper has clattered through Daniel Thurs. We've seen a couple of penalties like this before, and we mentioned it last time it happened, that it's a new thing that I've noticed in my specific FIFA saves. I've not seen it previously, other than the last couple of weeks, where keepers come out for punches, will wipe out, although to be fair, John Joe Shelby dragged him down as well, wipe out players. Unfortunately though, Douglas Costa misses the penalty, so we stay at 0-0 after 6 minutes. That would have been a perfect opportunity to go 1-0 in front that early on, and that's actually Douglas Costa's third penalty missed in a row. Not just this season or this series, in a row. But we're actually going to get another one here as Fernandez, I think it was this time, steps across Daniel Sturridge as he's running through. It's a clear penalty. He just mistimes his challenge. You'll see from the replay, he almost steps over the ball to put his leg in front of Studge as he's racing in. Watch his, I think it's his left leg, yeah, steps over the ball, then catches Studge. Clear penalty, doesn't get anything on the ball. Completely wipes Daniel out. We give our faith to Douglas Costa again, and this time he doesn't disappoint. Fourth time lucky, you might say. Douglas Costa with his first goal for a while for us now from whether it be open play or just any sort of set piece, because he does take a few free kicks from me as well, but hasn't scored one of those recently, and now finally has himself a penalty to his name as well. So he's on the score sheet, and as is Felipe Coutinho. He's having a decent second season, in fairness. We weren't sure whether to keep him or not. We elected, thanks to your guys' pressure in the comments, to keep him at the club and move on Adam Lallana instead. And he and Sturridge have really improved this second season and been playing a lot better. So I'm happy with Coutinho right now, especially when he pops up with gorgeous finesse shots like that. And it was Raheem Sterling with an equally impressive threaded through ball here, and Studge just doesn't miss those. One-on-one with the goalkeeper, got a little bit of space between him and the defender, plenty of room to swing a giant left leg at it. That makes it 3-0. They made a change to bring on Suso, who of course used to play for us, and unfortunately for Coutinho, he's now had his 65 minutes worth of football. He's coming off, and Heung-min Son is coming on. I moved Sterling into the middle, put Heung-min Son out wide, and he came oh so close to making it 4-0 there. A top save from the goalkeeper, getting just enough on it to get it onto the bar and down onto the line and away from goal. As you can see here from the goal line decision system, all of the ball has to be across the line, and barely any of it is actually across the line. The majority of it is on the line, so no goal there, but it was enough to see us win 3-0 regardless. And we take 3 points to go towards our league title campaign, because we are, this season, genuinely league title contenders, as opposed to last year where we were just aiming for a top 4 finish and missed. But we head into a Capital One Cup tie. This is actually a quarter-final of the Capital One Cup now. We are getting quite deep into that competition. We, of course, won this competition last year and the FA Cup, so we want to win both again if we possibly can. Maybe do a treble, maybe even a quadruple if we can win the Europa League. But we're starting a heavily rotated side here. This was only 3 days after the league game against Swansea City, and actually 2 days after this one, we have a game or 3 days after this one. Actually, I think it was 2. I think it was Tuesday, Thursday. We had to play against Lokomotiv Moscow in the third game of the episode in the Europa League as well. So heavily rotated side. Fortunately, we've got the numbers to cope with it, which is something we're trying to improve on in the career mode Road to Glory. But for now, concentrating on this particular series, and Eduardo Vargas comes close there to getting us in front. Good save by the goalkeeper though. Gerrard then hits the post with the follow-up header. Coventry can't quite clear it properly. Fernando knocks it down to Emre Can, and we said Sterling put a perfectly threaded through ball through. That one was even better from Emre Can. Precision pass and a precision finish as well. This time Vargas choosing to use his left foot rather than his right, his weaker foot, but a much better finish, and that gives us a 1-0 lead. We're heading deeper into the first half now. Hesse just toying with the defenders really there. Manquillo finds Stevie G. Shot well saved by the goalkeeper, but it squirms through to Eduardo Vargas, and this time it's a simpler finish. Side-footed into the back of the net. That's Liverpool 2, Coventry 0. And in fairness, it really wasn't too much of a difficult game, to be completely honest. We're obviously not playing our strongest side, but still a pretty strong side for a Premier League team, especially to come up against the League One opposition. And Eduardo Vargas was able to round out his hat-trick in the 73rd minute. A comfortable game, and Coventry were quite easily brushed aside, which is a shame. I was hoping for, obviously, a tougher test in a fixture like that against a side that really have fallen from grace in the past decade or so. And obviously it would be nice to see Coventry City back in the top flight, but for now they stay down in League One, and for now they're out of the Capital One Cup this season as well. So the third and final game, like I say, coming 2 days after that game against Coventry, is away from home, this time in Russia, I almost said there, in Russia against Lokomotiv Moscow. There's the L. And unfortunately, right now, we sit second in the group, a point behind Lokomotiv, because of course they travelled to Anfield earlier on in the season and picked up a 1-0 win, an undeserved 1-0 win, it must be said. They scored very early on and then just defended stoutly for the remainder of the game, but it was only some incredible saves by Guilherme that stopped us from winning that one, let alone getting ourselves a point. We were hoping we were going to fare better this time around with, again, a very strong first team, the exact team that played against Swansea, I believe. I don't think I made any other changes. I'm glancing at the side and I can't see anything different to how we lined up against Swansea. So it seems like that's the case. Obviously, it's been a couple of days since I actually recorded this and put it all together. So hopefully we can keep the flow going of the episode. And as you can see, keeping the flow going with the passes as well. Great turn by Coutinho. Really unlucky with the finish though. He's in good form, Coutinho, scoring a few great goals. But that time on his left foot, just couldn't quite get it to bend inside the post, and it flew past the woodwork and out for a goal kick. 9 minutes in though, great cross, flicked on by Sacco at the near post. Smart header by the man at the back post. A textbook header as well, getting it down into the ground. Luckily for me though, Ruffier was able to cope with it, and we stay at 0-0. But as you can see, we're still not outside of the opening 15 minutes, so it's quite an entertaining game. Sterling with this shot well saved. It goes back to Sturridge. Sterling was offside though, but I don't know whether you missed that. Sturridge, when he headed the ball, if you watch it fly into the net, as it hits the line, the ball just disappears completely. And unfortunately, Sturridge is going to disappear from the pitch as well, because he's gone down injured there. So you can see him holding his elbow. We'll have a little bit of a confirmation earlier on when I show you the email, so you can see how long he's out for and what the injury actually is. But he does fall very awkwardly here, as you can see. Goes down, then just lands awkwardly on that left arm. It may even have been his right arm, actually. He's looking at the reverse of it, but it was painful regardless, and we had to bring on Divock Origi up top, who really isn't cut out to be a striker at this level, as far as I'm concerned at least. But unfortunately, a striker that is cut out at this level is Nias. He scored the header that gave Lokomotiv Moscow the 1-0 win at Anfield, and he scored the header to put Lokomotiv 1-0 up here at their ground as well. I was a bit concerned that the defender kind of got caught underneath it there as the cross came in. We, though, are going to continue to dominate the game. Coutinho with a great turn, and again, not quite got his finishing boots on in this particular fixture. 37 minutes in, and we still aren't able to get ourselves back on level terms. We're going to get one more chance, though, before the half was out. Coutinho again involved. He went on a great run like this against Wigan, and actually ended up by putting the ball in the back of the net. This time, breaks into the box, tries the finesse shot. It's well blocked by the, or well saved by the goalkeeper, and Origi just cannot react quick enough. Throws a leg at it, but it's just not good enough, and unfortunately he just stabs it away to relative safety, unfortunately. But Socrates here, cracking strike, headed towards the top corner. Origi this time does react quickly, gets it into the back of the net, but you can probably tell by the fact that the scoreline hasn't changed in the top left, and the fact that Origi is now really seemingly disgusted, but he was offside. If only that Socrates shot had gone in, man, that would have been incredible from a centre-back to run onto that and smash that tops. Fortunately, though, Unfortunately, though, it wasn't to be the case, but we're going to continue our domination of this tie. We did exactly the same thing at Anfield and came away with a 1-0 defeat. Guillermo makes another good save, and unfortunately, we come away with a 1-0 defeat again. A Nias header is enough to sink Liverpool against Lokomotiv, and unfortunately, that means that they've now won the Europa League group. There's only one game left, I believe, in this group now, and we can only possibly finish second. We can't drop down to third because who are the other teams in our group? It's FC Arau and Lille, I believe, if my memory serves me correctly. I did actually just have to pause the commentary to check, to come back again, to be like, yep, no, it's Lille at the other side in the group. They drew in the game over the same, kind of fifth matchday fixture as we lost to Lokomotiv there. So the gap between ourselves and the team in third is 4 points, and the gap between ourselves and the team above us is 4 points. So we're definitely finishing second in the Europa League group, which means we're through, so that's fine. And as you can see, we're currently top of the Barclays Premier League table, as well as our title challenge continues, quite substantially top as well. Only conceded 6 goals in 14 so far this year, which is a vast improvement on last season and a very welcome improvement as well. And we're scoring goals also, although we are, as you saw at the beginning of this particular clip, going to be losing Daniel Sturridge for a couple of months with that broken elbow. So unfortunately, Eduardo Vargas is going to have to step up to go up top, and I may find myself, because Origi doesn't really cut it as striker, playing Heung-min Son as striker and Origi out wide in a rotation side if the situation arises its ugly head. But hopefully we should be able to cope with the fixtures we've got right now, and then we're actually not that far away from the January transfer window, so that'll be coming up maybe at the end of this week, maybe at the beginning of next week. It depends how many games we've got now between here and then, but it was really not far. So fingers crossed you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, drop a like rating on it, and of course subscribe if you haven't already, and feel free to check the channel page for anything you may have missed over the past few days, whether it's this series, the My Player series, the Career Mode Road to Glory series, or of course the Football Manager series that goes up daily as well. I will be streaming Football Manager later on tonight also, so check the channel page over there. The Twitch channel, there will be a link in the description to that, and also links in the description to my Twitter, Instagram and Facebook as well if you want to follow me over there. But that is all for now. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later on tonight.